Okay, it's been a while since I did a video. It's January, towards the end of January of 2011 right now. I haven't done a video since Wayne got out of prison. The last video I did before this, he was still locked up. So it's been a while, and I have a lot to say. And I got so many questions, emails. I'm gonna address everything that I'm getting. Um, to those who've been writing to me saying that they've been praying for me, thank you. Thank you for your prayers for me and for Wayne and for the kind comments that I've received. It's a blessing. So thank everyone who gave me positive comments. I'm gonna address a few things that's been going on in the media. A lot has been coming to me lately within the last 48 hours or so. Like I said, information is still coming to me. The things that I've gone through for a long time, and pertaining to the roots and a lot of the evil that was tried on my relationship, on my God ordained relationship with Wayne. And I'm still coming into the knowledge of everything that has been done. So it's amazing what the Lord has been revealing to me lately, and it's really one of the reasons why I'm kind of in the mood that I am, because it was so much evil that was sent against our relationship, and so much evil that was done against it that is just mind-boggling. And the scripture came to me recently where the Lord says, I have a lot to say unto you, but you cannot bear it now. Howbeit, when He, the Spirit of truth, comes, He will lead and guide you into all truth. I see that He gives it to us as we're able to bear it, you know, and that's just a scripture that has been coming to my mind. A lot of what I know now, I wish I would have knew 10 years ago, but God does everything for a reason, and He let me know when He let me know for a reason. It's all for a reason. God is in total control of this whole situation, even though it seemed like it's out of control, even though it may seem like it's you know it's nothing is past the point of God being able to heal and repair it. And He did not send me in the first place to New Orleans so that evil could prevail. He never does that. If He sends you, even though you go through, He has victory in mind for you. So I want to also explain a lot of the things about me, a lot of the questions I've been getting. First of all, there is there is no what's the word? Shoot. There's no airs that I'm gonna put on. I don't put on any type of social etiquette airs. I'm me, and a lot of times people say the things I say are rough or harsh, but I'm me. I'm me, and there's nothing I need to pretend to be. There's no one I need to pretend to be. There's no one I need to get in good with. There's no one I need to like me. There's not a network. There's not a business. There's not a anyone in the entertainment industry. There's no one that I need to kiss up to or get in good with. You understand what I'm saying? I come from the kingdom of God. I speak the word and I speak it truly, unadulterated, without thought of what people like or what they don't like or how they like it delivered or don't like it delivered. I'm immune to all that. I'm not an industry person. I'm a kingdom of God person. And my first allegiance is to God and to truth and to the things that He reveals to me, and the things He shows me and what He tells me and who He tells me I am. That's my first allegiance. I would be no of use whatsoever to the kingdom of God if I concern myself with how people interpret me, what they think about me, or anything. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be nice. I'm not trying to be anything. I just am what I am, and I'm a free person. I'm not held by any strings where I have to act a certain way or do certain things because there's a company that may not like what I say and they can pull back their sponsorship of me, or they could hold me by puppeteer strings. I'm held by nobody's strings. I'm a free woman, totally and completely. And this is how I live my life, totally and freely, and truthfully. And in my situation with my husband, I am so necessary. The more I see this, I mean, I'm so necessary to the industry and to the world because there's not one other doorway that they're getting the truth on our relationship, on how things really went down, what's really true about Wayne and his love life. There is no other door that they're getting the truth from but me. As I look out into the media and to the magazines and whatnot, I see lies. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I recently saw an article in Hip Hop Online, I believe that's the name of it. Hip Hop Online or Hip Hop Weekly, something like that. Hip Hop Weekly, I believe. It's a magazine, physical magazine. Anyway, they're telling a story about Wayne, and they're showing Young Money, and they're showing Wayne and all this, and they're showing old pictures and everything, and they're showing pictures of Nivea, and they're showing pictures of Toya, and they're showing these other Lauren London and all of that. And you know what? Um, no one has the ability. This is what I feel. First of all, there's not just people who try to challenge me or resist the truth that I am and resist the things that I say. There are obviously people who do that. The people who had the agenda of trying to steal my man, they do that. They resist what I say. They try to make it null and void, which they can't because it's the word of the Lord, and the word of the Lord will smash anything and everything in its way, and it will prevail and be shown as being the truth, and it will always rise above any challenge you try to put to it. But there's not just people who are trying to resist the true word of the Lord that's coming through me, and the true word of the Lord about me and Wayne's relationship, and us being the authentic real Mr. and Mrs. Carter, and us being the real relationship, and besides me there is none other, and that is the truth. It's not just people who try to resist that. I find now, uh well, I'm realizing now that there's also businesses. There's also not businesses but media, like like Hip Hop Weekly, you know, who and others, not just them but others. When I first came out, okay, I can understand when I first came out, people didn't know who I was, and then you know how stupid motherfuckers are. They don't listen. They immediately start talking, oh, da, 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 and they haven't listened. You know how people talk before they listen. They ain't even heard, and they just bumping their gums. So there was a lot of that, and I expected that in the beginning. I said, okay, yeah, people got to see me and get used to me and get see the truth and what it is. And at first, it's going to be some resistance. But okay, that time period is past, and I find that there are uh people in, what's the word, in industry businesses that are in the media who want to make my word, which is not my word but is the word of the Lord. They want to make the word of the Lord about my relationship with Wayne null and void, and they want to set up some other story like, oh, okay, yeah, Toya caught his eye, and then Wayne had these passionate affairs with Trina and Nivea and all of this. It's none of that. What I tell you is the real. What I'm telling you is the real story. What they're telling you is just some made up bullshit, which has no power, and ultimately it'll be destroyed. All of the lies will be destroyed, and God's word will be the only word that's standing because that's what He always does. God always does it the same way. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. All you got to do is look in the word. That's why He wrote all the word down from Genesis to Revelation. He tells you how He gets down. In the end, the truth will be standing, and all the lies that were temporarily there will be smashed. And there's nothing that Hip Hop Weekly can do about it, or anybody else who tries to put out a story about this is how it happens in Wayne's love life, and this is what happens. All of that, that is not coming from the word of the Lord, that's not coming from me, will be smashed and shown to be a lie. So it's just temporary lie. So I don't let it bother me, but I'm just saying that I see the audacity of not just individual people and bloggers, some of them, not just some of them, individual people, bloggers, and also media outlets who try to tell the story of my life and my true love with my husband when what they are regurgitating is just lies. It's just lies, and it's not the way they portray it. But God will always smash the lies. And when He comes on the scene, and He's on the scene, if you see me, He's on the scene. He's using me. I'm just a vessel. He's the power within that's doing all of this. When He comes on the scene, He does not get smaller and smaller. God only gets larger and larger. He only gets greater and greater. And I reiterate this because this is something that people obviously can't understand. It's the same thing with Pharaoh. When God began that first plague, that was the first plague. You dig? He only elevated from there until he reached the zenith. And that's how God is. Until he's the last word standing. Until Pharaoh and all his army is dead. And the will of God, which is for the Israelites to be free, is established. He's not going to let anybody come in and challenge his word and back him down. So when you see me coming out, this is not some when you see me come out, this is not a temporary, okay, seasonal thing. Okay, she got a lot to get on her off her chest and she's going to go away. There is no going away. This is the permanent will of God established before the foundation of the world. Me and Wayne. Anything that's not that, God is smashing. All the evil, He's smashing. Get that. Get that. I'm not going anywhere. You dig? There is no, oh, she's got to vent and then leave. You are mistaken. When God comes on the scene, He does not leave until all the evil is demolished and His word is the last word standing. So there's no pictures that they're going to be able to print in any magazine, whether it be Hip Hop, Weekly, Vibe, The Source. I don't care what outlet it is. It's not going to dictate the truth. God is what dictates the truth. You understand what I'm saying? This world revolves around God. This world revolves around the Lord. You dig what I'm saying? He runs this shit. He's in control. You dig? So there ain't no media outlet that I can revolve around. I am greater than any media outlet. I cannot revolve around lies. The outlet's going to have to revolve around me, because the person that's in the kingdom of God, who's truly in the kingdom of God, they are greater than all, as John the Baptist said in the book of John. He that cometh from above is above all. He that comes from the earth is of the earth, and speaketh earthly things. He that comes from above is above all. Coming from above, look, Jesus was born through the vagina of a woman named Mary. You dig? Through the womb of a woman named Mary. So it appears when you look at him, he born earthly like everybody else coming to the earth. However, he come from above. How did he come from above? Because he came from the mind of God. You dig? So people got to quit looking at, well, if you're secular, you don't have no other choice, because you don't have the Holy Spirit. You can't see, but you got to stop looking at some people as just regular folks. They come from above. They come from the high. They're established by God. You dig? And ain't nothing smashing it. The reason why these motherfuckers keep trying it on me and keep putting those lies out in the media and keep putting out lying stories out there is simple. Me and Wayne was established in 2001. Really before the foundation of the world, but for all intensive purposes, so you can understand in the chronological order of things from 2001. You dig what I'm saying? Now, understand that a lot of evil was sent against our union, and the reason why they took so much security and comfort, the people who sent the evil, the reason, Toya and his mama, Jacita, the reason why they took so much comfort in it is because for a long time, I did not know what was going on. You dig what I'm saying? For a long time, I didn't know about roots. I didn't know about none of that. So, like I was explaining earlier, if you listen to an earlier video, when you don't know something, it does have a power to affect your life. They know that, and this is not just with them. This is with a lot of people in New Orleans. They know that. That's why they're always checking your mind to see where your mind at, where your mind at. They want to see what you know and what you understand, because they realize what you don't know, a lot can be put on you because you don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I didn't know about the roots, they was having that effect on our relationship. They were having bad and evil and devastating effects on a relationship that God had put together, that is in the mind of God. You dig what I'm saying? God put me and Weezy together. He meant that, and he means it today. He means it tomorrow. He means it 5 years from now. It wasn't just, oh, it was something in the past and now, okay, things evolved and he goes on with someone else and I go on with someone else. God means for this relationship to be established. When he sent me, he meant for his word to be fulfilled. Evil people just tried to stop it. So anyway, what gives them so much feeling of security and so much feeling of I don't say safety, but what makes them keep doing the dumb shit, in other words, keep putting the lies out there, is because for years, for a good, well, according to what they know, for 10 years, I did not know. You did? That roots was being put on me and Wayne. You see what I'm saying? Now, it really was, God, I gotta think, I gotta look at the calendar, look at time. Uh, I would say for the first, I would say for the first 7 years. Well, for about 7 years, I didn't know. That's a long time not to know. But you're just affected by these things, and you're dealing with them, and you're grappling with them, but you're not seeing what the root cause. The root cause was them putting black magic on me and Wayne's relationship. So because for so long I didn't know, and it seemed like they were getting success in trying to separate us. That's where they took all their comfort in. See, they don't understand the things of God because they don't live for God. They live to do evil to the people of God, me, and God's plans, me and Wayne being together. So they're not on the side of God, so they don't see how God gets down. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have the spiritual insight that I have because they're on the team of the devil. They pretend not to be, but they are. That's what they are, because when you fight the will of God, that's what you are. You're on the team of the devil. So, uh, yeah. So they can't see what I can see. So it gave them comfort because it looked like they got away with this for a long, long time, and but that's because I couldn't see what I see now, and this is why you hear me now. You know, it's no coincidence that I came out and I was speaking, and you can hear me now because I understood when I came out, when I first started talking. That's when Toya was on the cover of Sister to Sister magazine, debuting herself as me, the real Mrs. Carter. I'm the real Mrs. Carter. She debuting herself as me. She's a fraud. She's a phony. So that was in '09, in around July of '09. Okay, I was speaking from that day forward. At that point, I had known already about the roots. But like I said, God's still revealing details and more every day. Uh, and so it's no coincidence that all this came to the surface with me speaking and all when it did. It now, had I not been in the knowledge of what they put on our union, you would not have been able to hear from me. But that's part of breaking the power of the roots, is simply coming into the knowledge of what they did. You dig? That alone, coming into the knowledge and realization of certain things, will break a lot of it. You dig what I'm saying? So it's no coincidence that you heard me when you heard me. And also when she came out, what would motivate her to come out? Okay, think about this first. I got so much to say. Who makes their debut as somebody's ex, whatever? Who makes their debut as somebody's ex? That should ring a alarm in your head that someone is making a debut when a man left them 7 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, and they're coming out 7 years later trying to make their debut and establish themselves as that person's ex. That right there is this is why you know a lot of people are asleep. Without me, they would not know. So I ask the questions that make you think, to come to your own realization of what the truth is. You see what I'm saying? So that is there's something wrong right there. But at any rate, that's what they took comfort in, is seemingly getting away with certain things. You know, time in New Orleans when Wayne was supposed to be spending his time. See, let me explain something to you. Wayne's time from '01 forward was supposed to be spent with me and only me. as far as romantically, sexually, in a relationship, that type of thing. I look back and it really is hurtful to see everything that he went through and what I went through, and to see God's will suffer. However, I do see in this moment uh the salvation of the Lord, and this is part of it. See, I don't need to see the whole total manifestation. All that will come, but all I need to know is that I'm speaking and the world can hear me, and that right there is telling. The fact that I'm speaking and the world can hear me, and bloggers and media outlets, and I know some of the ones who look at my page and are listening to these videos, I'm speaking and they can hear me. That's telling right there. You know, that's I already see the I see the thing is already done. I already see the manifestation of God's plans, of God's will. It's a wrap. It's finished. It was finished before I even stepped foot in New Orleans. God knew that what would happen. He knew that the people would try to put roots on me, and He knew that He had it already. He had the end from the beginning. Even all the lies and everything that's out there now, with Toya going out in the media, with her trying to establish her career under my identity, all of it. You dig what I'm saying? The TV show, all of it. He saw it all. And there's nothing that was out of his reach to be able to correct it. So people are, excuse me, uh they're very bad off in their thinking, and thinking that they got away with anything. Now, with Toya coming out to Sister to Sister in '09, in July of '09, the reason why she did it is she felt the lie that she is, and the lie that they tried to establish as her being Mrs. Carter, or even having a relationship with Weezy. She felt that lie being demolished and dying, so she's trying to make it live, and she's trying to challenge the real plans of God. Toya is a true loose cannon. Everything she's doing to try to put out in the media herself as me, and to bury the truth. You dig what I'm saying? To bury the truth that I am. Many people try to bury me, bury the truth of me and Wayne, our love and all. You say why? Because they're evil. Because there's wicked, evil people in this world who will try to bury the truth and front a lie on top of it. His mother is the main one. So anyway, when she felt like she was dying, which she is, and she still is, dying meaning the lie is dying, and she's dying with the lie, because she wanted to hold up and exalt lies above the truth. And she knows the truth of me and Wayne's real relationship, our real love, and all of that. And she is the lie. She is the person who came into Wayne's life because his mama was born, and as an afterthought in his mama's mind. His mama didn't choose her. Wayne didn't choose her. Nobody chose her. It was just an eeny, meeny, miny, mo situation. You dig what I'm saying? So there is no place. She has no real place and no real authority. So she knows the love of me and Wayne. She knew it before all y'all knew it. She knew it way years ago. She knew it. She knew it when Wayne was first falling in love with me and all his friends was talking about it. She knew it then. So she's been trying to steadily bury the truth. She couldn't do it with tricking him into a wedding by using black magic to steal a wedding that belonged to me. He gets he gets out of that. He puts a T-shirt on that says "future ex-husband." He's showing the world he don't want to be in that. So it didn't work. But yet 6 years later, she comes back trying to still establish herself as me, and that's why all of this is happening. You dig? It's like this bitch is a true loose cannon. So she thinks that because she could put pictures out there, and there's deception, mass amounts of people deceive. Wayne's fans, the public, people in media outlets, the whole world who haven't heard this true story that I'm telling you have been deceived into thinking that he even had a relationship with her. What I am getting now, what the Lord is revealing to me, is he didn't even have a relationship with her at all. That was all constructed to cover up the fact his mama made a 15-year-old have a baby, and he ended up having a baby with a 14-year-old girl, all because his mama was abusive. And so they constructed this story to cover that up. You dig what I'm saying? And to have a place that's not, his mama felt responsible for that, and so she just gonna put those lies out there. You dig what I'm saying? And they try to kill me because I am the real one, but they can't kill me. That's why you hearing me right now. That's why you see videos from me. That's why you see me on Twitter. You're not killing the truth. God is going to kill you for what you did. He's going to literally kill you because you tried to kill his will. See, if y'all understood the level of evil and the repercussions of the evil that his mother did to him, you could understand why speak about her the way that I do. You cannot see it from my vantage point because you'd have to literally be me, but I can explain it to you the best that I can. But you'll never be able to see it the way I see it and see all of the ongoing, excuse me, all of the ongoing repercussions and the problems. It's like abuse. It goes out into society. It's like the serial killer. Most serial killers were abused. So their abuse, they take it out into the world, and then they abuse someone and they kill someone, and then not only is that person's life affected and that person's future affected, and but their friends are affected, their family is affected, the whole community is affected. You dig what I'm saying? That's how it is with Jacida's evil. Is the things that she's done, it affect many, many, many people. You understand? She is disastrous. She is a truly evil, wicked person. She taught her son to bury the truth and bury his feelings. See, she's been abusing him. Understand this. Wayne has only had her, you dig, as a parent. So she abuses her authority. She's been abusive to him. When he was left with his grandmother and he felt like she uh forgot she even had a child. You dig? He mentioned that years later when an interviewer wasn't even asking him nothing about that. That's because it was still on his heart, and he remembers the abuse and the pain that he suffered at the hands of this woman. And see, a lot of times your soul and your spirit will betray you. And what I mean by that is you won't even mean to say certain things. You ever heard the saying, listen to yourself, listen to what you're saying? Because a lot of people, they're not in touch with how they really feel. You dig? They have to actually go and play back their tapes and play back interviews and listen to what was on their heart at the time. Because Wayne often tells you, boy, when I was rapping that song, I didn't even know I was in that place. I didn't even know I felt that. See, your soul speaks sometimes without your mind. In other words, you're not really totally consciously aware of what you're saying, but your soul is getting that truth out. You dig what I'm saying? Before your mind can really process what it's saying. So at any rate, years later, he's doing an interview with someone, Vibe, I believe, and he's recalling how his mother left him alone with his grandmother, and he felt like she forgot she even had a child. Why he bring that up when they're not even on that topic or on that subject is because his soul was hurt. You dig? And it's coming out. It's like you can only bury certain things so long they'll come out in and of themselves of their own accord. You dig? With or without your mental permission, they'll come out. And so that's what was happening is all the abuse over all the years is coming out. It's still coming out. A lot of what you see with the drugs and the lean and all that, that's coming from his mama's abuse. I'm explaining all that, but let me get back to this. It was coming out. You know, off topic, it was coming out. So back then there was abuse. Then you see where her negligence got him shot in the chest and damn near ended his life. He's on a respirator. He's losing blood. He's going through all this at 12 years old because of her negligence and leaving a loaded gun with one in the chamber in a house with her minor child. An accident waiting to happen. He damn near loses his life. And just to show you how hard-hearted and cold-blooded she is, 3 short years later when he's 15, she forces him to have a baby for her because her old man was murdered and kidnapped and she was bored and alone. You dig? So she gonna make her son have the baby that she didn't have. She gonna put it off on her 15-year-old minor child. And when he protests and say, I don't have nobody I like that, find somebody. That was her response. You dig? Just evil. And then she goes on to try to destroy when he gets me in his life, his real God ordained wife. She tries to force him to bury that truth You dig? And make him feel like there's something wrong with him loving me, and put out there the girl that she forced him to have a child with when he wasn't even had no relationship with her whatsoever. And then she gonna go out into the world and front like she's me, the real Mrs. Carter, and have the real love. This woman just continues to do evil and evil and evil. She has no remorse. She has no regret. And she might be thinking that, okay, she did all this and, well, can't cry over spilled milk, is done. Wayne goes, no. Our relationship is still, God is still putting our union together and working it out and fixing it, because it takes so long because of all the evil that was done against it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Wayne's mind has to be repaired and restored from all the abuse and evil she put him through. You dig? The only reason the measure of sanity and the measure of truth and everything that I have is simply because I was rooted in God before I came to New Orleans. You dig what I'm saying? I went through what I went through, but thank God. See, God knows. I had the relationship with him down pat. I had enough of that word in me. I had enough of the Lord in me to sustain me through this, and God knew that I did. You dig what I'm saying? So I am the one force that's holding me and Wayne down. You dig? And those who are in the spirit, who are I come across them once in a blue moon, who are in the spirit praying for us. But I'm the one thing that's holding this whole thing down of truth. If it wasn't for me, the truth would have been buried and dead. This is why God blessed me to have these tapes. You dig? Because he's not going to let the truth be buried. He's not going to let it be buried. He's not going to let it be buried. And people need to get in their mind now, if they can see all that they tried on me and see all that has come against our relationship, and still see that God is still here, that I'm still here, and they can see the videos that's been made. They should be able to put it together and see that God, they're not burying the truth. God's going to bury them for trying to bury the truth and front lies out to the world. They deceive mass amounts of people on TV through pictures and all. You dig what I'm saying? Mass amounts of people trying to keep you from seeing me. So what Toya is doing out there is she's trying to make so much noise and put attention on herself, all to deflect y'all eyes off of me, the real, the truth. Because when you see me, you see the real Mrs. Carter. When you see me, you see the real truth that they tried to bury. When you see me, you gonna know what time it is. See, they about to lie. So that's all. That's what she's trying to do, is get out there so you could just see the lies, because she wanted fame. You dig? And she wants to be seen as me. And she never was me. Not one day, not 1 hour, not 1 second. She was always no name. Always a random broad, just an afterthought in his mama's mind. Well, you don't like Toya? After Wayne had asked a whole lot of broads to have his baby and didn't have no success, she never even came to his mind at all. So that's how she came into his life. And then when he got the real love me, she tries to kill it. Her and his mama, particularly his mama, because she's trying to make her plan live, and it's not going to live against the plans of God. God going to smash it. But what would make you think you can keep going is because it seemed like you got away with so much. Now, didn't it? But that's because I did not know what time it was, and I do now. Now you see a difference. Now you see a change. So nothing they put in the media is going to throw me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know what God tells me. He speaks to me daily. And he's telling me what time it is. So what is you doing? You dig? What is you doing? You don't even know what you're doing. Trying to set up all kind of bullshit that God's going to knock down. You got to answer for everything you did. Everything you did. All the evil that you did. Doesn't matter if people see don't take no comfort in people being able to see you and detect you, because God sees and detects, and he's the one that brings the judgment and the punishment. So there ain't no hiding behind people. There ain't no safety and hiding behind people. And see, the reason why you say, well, why would Toya come out? She's a fraud and a lie. Why would she get on TV? See, it's called hiding in plain sight. In other words, if you put it out there point blank in front of your face, then it's more likely that people will believe it as the truth, because ain't nobody going to come out into the light and be a liar and get on national TV and do all this when they're a fraud. Yeah, if they're really trying to convince you that what they're not You dig what I'm saying? If they're really trying to convince you and trying to sell a lie to you and trying to make it live as the truth. See, y'all can't believe that there would be a broad who would be this, who would go through all of this, who would lie like this, who would be this calculating, and she's calculating, she's manipulative, she plans and plots for time. You dig what I'm saying? On how she's going to bury the lie and bury the truth and bring out her lies. You dig what I'm saying? She plots and plans on how she gonna do that. You dig? Everything is plotted and planned, and I explained in another video about Wayne giving her a car. That don't mean nothing to Weezy. That's Wayne has tons of money. That's nothing. That's like giving another person a pair of shoelaces or something. It doesn't. He don't even feel that. So what a lot of people look at as, oh, that's so great, it don't mean nothing to him in a sense of he don't feel it, ain't no skin off his nose. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, but she takes that and she knows to manipulate people's mind by showing you, hey, he got me this car, and then putting it next to Tiny, who actually had a relationship with Ti, and trying to put it next to her, so it's so you can't see, so it'll just blend in like, oh yeah, you know, Tiny belongs to Ti and Toya belongs to Wayne. Toya never did belong to Wayne. Not one day, not 1 hour. You dig? She's a figment of Wayne's mama's imagination, and they try to legitimize it by Toya tries to legitimize it by doing these dumb things. You dig? But the average person who don't know what's going on, they can't tell, because what are you subject to? Looking at pictures and saying, oh well, it must have been like this. You dig? And they paint that very carefully. You dig? First off, Wayne, who took pictures with Toya, in his mind, he just taking pictures with the mother of his child. You dig what I'm saying? He didn't think she was gonna collect the pictures and shop them to TV to get a show and do all this stuff. You dig what I'm saying? She did that on her own. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, there was a lie constructed to cover up the truth of Wayne's mama making a 15-year-old have a baby, and a person he had the baby with was 14 years old. So to cover up his mama's child abuse, because that's what that is, y'all. When you make your child have a child, that's abuse. To cover it up, you dig, and to try to give Regine some sense of self-esteem and legitimacy, they make up this story of a relationship that never did exist. You dig? And that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. So this is why you hear the tapes with me and Wayne. You see the real love, and that goes all the way back to 2001, blowing a hole in all of Toya's lies. It makes Wayne look like he doesn't have a real love, like he just have a bunch of broads. You dig? You see these various broads like Nivea, Trina, Toya, and different broads. You dig what I'm saying? And it's a total lie, because what threatens them so much about me is I am the real deal, Holyfield. You dig? And there ain't none besides me. That's why they attacked me so hard. You dig? And they gotta be looking at it like all that attack they did, all that planning, all of that evil that they sowed, and yet and still I'm still here. And now you hearing the tapes and the proof. You dig? They gotta feel like a motherfucking fool. You dig? Because they didn't destroy and stop nothing. You never just proof that it's God is that you can't destroy it. You dig? That's one of the earmarks that is it's of God is you can't destroy what He ordained. You can't destroy what He speaks, the word that comes from Him, the truth, the true relationship. You're not going to destroy it. So she tries to run ahead of the truth and try to establish herself as me, but it makes no never mind if you got on the cover of Sister to Sister or got on TV or did any of these things, because the truth can come out anytime. You dig what I'm saying? It's still the truth, and it'll overthrow the lie. So the tapes ain't going nowhere. I mean, the record is what it is. Wayne already released the albums that has the lyrics that tells what time it was. You dig? And that's committed to wax, committed to print. The interviews that he did where he said that his mama pressured him to get married is already in print. You dig? The Vibe magazine article is in print. The tapes are already established. So telling your lies, it will do nothing. You dig? It's just waiting to be exposed. You should have just went off quietly and as Toya Johnson and found whatever your life is, instead of trying to continue to leech off of the life God ordained for me. And that goes for Nivea, that goes for Toya, that goes for any broad who keeps trying to be me. God gonna slap them down and slap them down and slap them down until they get in their head. You're not me, bitches. I'm me, and God already established me in that position. That's why you can't sit in it. And Toya being out there in the media and people thinking that she's me, that's all yet to be exposed. You dig what I'm saying? More and more people are coming into the light. More and more videos are being made. More and more people are seeing the videos. More and more people are seeing my MySpace page. These numbers on my MySpace page is wrong. The numbers ain't updated ever since they changed over to their new system or whatever. It's way, way, way more views than what's printed on my page. But it don't do you no good to lie, because the lie eventually be exposed. You dig? So the more lies you tell, the more lies will be exposed, and the more people will see that you are a liar. And you went to this extent to establish the lie. Just don't lie. That's the whole purpose of the whole situation of why this is all happening. It is not personal. It's not me doing this. It's the Spirit of God. This is a spiritual law. It applies to every human being. This is why parents teach their children, Timmy, do not tell lies. Now tell the truth. Because people who have any kind of sense knows that when you start off telling a lie or trying to establish something under lies and under falsehoods, it will bite your ass back. Anybody who's been on this planet any length of time knows that. That's why when they have kids, they tell them, now Timmy, don't lie. Now tell the truth. Lies end in disasters. God said liars will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. He will not tolerate a liar. He will expose a lie. On and on. Disaster awaits you when you are a liar. See, part of the disaster has already happened with Weezy in the sense of the judgment and the punishments. The punishment and the judgment has been the pain that his soul has gone through. A lot of that his mama is responsible for, because she taught him to lie, y'all. She taught him to bury the truth of me and him, our relationship, and to front the lie that her plan was, which was Toya. You dig what I'm saying? Something not rooted in nothing. An afterthought. Now, I come from the mind of God. My relationship with Wayne comes from the mind of God. Her relationship, Toya, which she ain't got no relationship, but what you ever want to call that situation, comes from a afterthought from Jacita's mind out of the blue. Just Toya. You dig what I'm saying? Comes from nowhere. Comes from nowhere. So you wouldn't think that someone that comes from nowhere would have the audacity to challenge the established will of God and the real relationship that God ordained from the foundation of the earth. You wouldn't think that someone would have the nerve to do that. What gives her the nerve to do that? What makes her think she could challenge God's plans? You know, it's totally asinine when you think about it. What tells her that she can do that? The fact that, you know, she was a afterthought in a stupid woman's mind, or maybe the fact that her mama's on crack, she feels like she's so special. What in her history is making her feel like she can challenge God's plans and put this bullshit out there and lies to the world? See, these hoes will make Wayne fall. They will always end in a man's destruction. That's why Rabbit died, because they don't lead to nowhere but hell. They're both cursed, Jacita and Toya. They are cursed broads. You dig what I'm saying? So they're not going to lead nobody to success. If it seems like success is only temporary, is going to end disastrous, because nothing can come from a stupid mind but stupidity that will lead in disaster. You dig? So she keeps trying to make Wayne hold up the lie, and people are going to eventually see the truth, because that's the essence and nature of truth. It's not me, Angela, that's doing it. It's not personal. The nature of lies is to be exposed as lies. The truth will never be stopped. Jesus is the truth. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And they tried to kill him. And they tried to kill his disciples and kill the power of God and kill the church. And it's where it is right now on every continent across the globe, because they can't do it. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a spiritual law. It's not personalized to me, to Wayne. It's just how it is. God set spiritual laws in the world. So you can't kill the truth. So now, you say, why would Wayne hold up a lie? You dig? He's not going gung-ho for it, but at the same time, by not saying nothing, and making it clear, it allows people to lie. Now he's been in this way for a long time. Someone said to me in an email, Wayne, about his mama, when his mama made him have a baby when he was 15. He could have said no. He could have said no. See, you ain't not understanding. Wayne was an only child back then. For a long time, he was the only child. You dig what I'm saying? And his mama's overbearing. He can't emancipate himself. He has to live with her. You dig what I'm saying? Rabbit is past. There's no one else to go to. You dig? Just her in the house. And she's mean, overbearing, and he got to live with this woman. So he did try to protest. She said, "Have a baby." He said, there ain't nobody I like that. Find somebody. See, that's her. She's gonna force it and make it, even when it ain't right. You dig what I'm saying? You know, no parent in their right mind will make their minor 15-year-old child have a baby off the cuff because they want a baby and roll that over on their 15-year-old minor child who ain't even finished school or nothing. You dig what I'm saying? Total idiotic bitch. Evil and demonic. Forceful. Gonna have her way. So he tried to resist, but she just gonna make him do it. And that's how she is. So he goes and asks a whole lot of girls, and they all say, no, that's your mama's problem. That's wisdom. You right. That is her problem. Why is she rolling off on him? You dig what I'm saying? Excuse me. So she means she gonna make him do it. She gonna make him do it. And that's how she is. So when he fell in love with me in '01, now understand that it was already established that he didn't want to be with Toya. She was nowhere, he wasn't in a relationship with her. Not at all. And it's me and Wayne. And so his mama and you know what? And it ain't, and the reason why this is such a great deal, and the reason why it's going and expanding, this whole story is expanding and expanding and expanding the way it is gonna have to. There ain't no other choice, because the things that come from God, they're greater than all. They're bigger than all. You understand? Everything in this universe is there to support whatever God's will is. The birds, the trees, the air, the flowers, people. Everything supports God and his will and his plans. They're glorious. You underdig? There's no way this story cannot get quieter. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because that's the nature of the things that come from God. God means for them to get bigger and bigger because they are the ruling authority. They are the real. So the reason why it is such a big deal is you have to go back even before I came to New Orleans and realize how long I've been serving God, sacrificing, fasting, keeping myself chaste for my husband that God would give me one day. You dig what I'm saying? And just serving him and making sacrifices that the average 20-something-year-old person was not to making. All in the word, hours every day. When other people were out partying, I'm at home with a Bible. You dig what I'm saying? I'm making mad sacrifices. You dig? And God brings me to a place where he has my God ordained husband for me, and God and he we fall in love, and it's beautiful. How I feel for him, he feels for me, and it's beyond anything that I've ever experienced before. Because it's God, and when it's God, it'll be beyond anything you've ever experienced before. And Wayne is happy after Wayne living a whole life, even though he was only at that time 18. After living a whole lifetime of abuse by this woman, he finally finds a good woman, and he's happy. You dig? He has a good woman. He has love, real love in his life, not people who try to put plans on him and force him to do things and make him do things before he's ready or his time. All the Holy Spirit and the holy will of God. And this evil bitch, his mother, tries to come in and work black magic roots on us to destroy our union and to force him to be with the broad she made him have a baby with when he was 15 years old. And she been working these roots on us for 10 fucking years and still trying to destroy the truth. Still trying to destroy the truth. You dig what I'm saying? Trying to cause me to be robbed of the life that God ordained for me, the husband that God ordained for me, my husband, my life, my children, my future, all that God intended and ordained and purposed that had my name on it. She tried to rob me of that. You dig? And was robbing me and Wayne. You dig? And forcing him to do what he did not want to do. And even tried to force him to marry the broad. He jumps out and puts on a t-shirt that says future ex-husband with big yellow letters in a black background in the video because his soul is saying, I don't want to be with this bitch because they kept trying to force him to be with this broad he never was supposed to be with. When he had me, his God ordained love, his true love and true wife, and she tries to make him bury it and put roots on him and works roots on her own son's mind to force his free will down so she can override his free will and make her plans come out and make them come to pass. And they've been doing this for 10 fucking years. You dig? Trying to rob me of all that God ordained for me. That he has my name on it. And you wonder why I am the way that I am. I saw everything my husband went through as he was trying to reach me. He couldn't. He tried to call me and he would hang up because he's fighting black magic. It's a force. You dig? It's like walking up a hill with the wind blowing against you. You dig? It's a force coming against you. You're trying to make it to the other side. You're trying to be with your true love. I saw him reaching out to me day after day, month after month, year after year, and he couldn't reach me because they worked black magic roots to try to separate our path. They've been doing this evil for so long and trying to get him to bury us, bury God's plans that God ordained for us before the foundation of the world, to front lies out there and try to make Toya me and just make her look like me, fix her teeth, fix her hair, do this, change the way she looks. You can be her. You can't be me. You try to bury the truth, it will kill you. But they've done this. They've taken from our lives for 10 fucking years plus. It caused all kind of hell. It's not beyond salvation because God already saved it. He had the end from the beginning. You dig what I'm saying? He had it already sold up. But they tried it anyway. You dig what I'm saying? And it did have an effect because I did not know it was black magic roots. I knew nothing about it. So it had an effect on me. It had an effect on my husband. You'd have to be me. You'd have to see the things that I saw his soul go through and the things that I went through at the hands of these evil people. And then you would see that the reason why people talk about Wayne, oh, he dropped seed, he has babies all over the place. He could not get to me, his real wife, because they work black magic roots. So he's out there trying to look for me and other broads. It's so evil what they did. You have no fucking clue. And it goes on for years and years and years. And God is bringing justice. He is bringing justice. He is bringing judgment on these evil people. They lie to the media. They lie to the public. They lie to the world. And they try to bury the truth. You don't understand how long this has been going on, but God has the final word, and he's bringing vengeance on my behalf, and he's bringing judgment and punishment to the people who try to destroy our union, our relationship that God gave to me and Wayne when you had no business touching it. You had no business putting your evil fat hands on it. It's not yours to touch. It does not belong to you, you evil beast. All the abuse you did to Wayne, all of the years, when you reached into my life, when you tried to destroy his love for me and bury that, you touched my life. You then tried to bring your abuse into my situation with my God ordained husband and the love that God gave to me. You then tried to touch my life, and that was your death nail. Wayne been abused so long, he don't even know what a normal parent looks like. All he knows is abuse. That's it. That's why you see him hugging it. Hugging the people that try to destroy God's plans for his life, that try to abuse his mind, override his free will, put their own plans on top of God's plans, and gave no fuck about how he felt about it. His mother is evil. She didn't care about the joy he found when he found me, the love in his soul, his happiness, or nothing else. Just tried to straight kill it. This is why God is killing her. See, murder is a spirit. It's more than just physical. It's a spirit. You can try to emotionally murder someone, murder the plans of God, murder somebody's joy, murder somebody's happiness, murder somebody's love, murder somebody's life. That's what she tried to do to my life. She tried to murder it. She tried to murder the truth and put her own will on top of God's plans. God's plans. This is why she is of the devil. She tries to murder the truth and put lies out there in front of the world. She's very much a murderer, and she needs to be in prison. She should have been in prison the first time she got Wayne shot in the chest when he was only 12 years old, and he damn near lost his life and losing blood and on life support behind her. She should have been in prison from that day forth. Then she couldn't go into nobody else's life and keep trying to cause havoc and hell in it. You dig? If she would have went to prison, maybe Rabbit would still be alive. If she went to prison when Wayne was 12. You dig what I'm saying? A whole lot of evils that happened would not have happened because this bitch leads to destruction. This I know. She leads to destruction. And so does Toya. Toya, whatever she touches is cursed. She's cursed because she tried to steal an identity that God ordained for another woman. Me. You can't touch what God created and ordained for me. Of course, when she come into a motherfucker's life, that all of a sudden they going to jail on drug charges, all kind of shit starts happening. You dig? Because she's a curse, just like his mama. Because they came up against God's plans for our life. And they try to kill and bury truth in front of their own lives for nothing more than to have fame and to look cute in front of people. You dig what I'm saying? For nothing more than to say, look at me, I'm on TV. They say, what is the purpose of the show? What is the purpose of her being on TV? She try to make it like she's some type of yeah, I stand for my family, or try to have some type of cause. She's just saying that because that's what motherfuckers tell her who don't know. See, there's people out there who are deceived by her, don't know that she's a fraud. You dig what I'm saying? So they tweet to her, you a good mama. You dig what I'm saying? Or you're a good this. They don't know she's a liar, a conniver, a fraud, a manipulator, a con artist, a deceiver, and everything else, and just put lies out there. Never had no real relationship with my husband. Never had no real relationship with him. And then gonna call yourself by my name, you fake ass fraud. So they tell her this, so she said, "Well, I'm gonna go on this. Then I'm this." You dig what I'm saying? The That's just a platform for her to showcase her stupidity and to dance and prance around and try to look cute. You dig what I'm saying? She's a total fucking fraud. I'm the real love. I'm the love that came into Wayne's life that blasted him off. You dig? And motherfuckers knew it. That's why niggas ain't saying shit now. They ain't challenging me. You say, well, they're not gonna talk about it. They take the high road. They ain't taking no goddamn high road. They're not talking about it because they know I'm telling the truth. You dig? They ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of telling the lie because I got the tapes. You dig what I'm saying? I tell you, anytime over a motherfucking million people hear what you saying, your agent, publicist, whatever will tell you, you gotta address this now. This thing is getting out of hand, especially it's on the internet. Shit. You dig? The reason why they ain't is because they can't. They'd be lying. If they ever said I was lying, they'd be lying. You dig what I'm saying? God gonna show you you never should have touched anything that comes from his mind, including me and Wayne. Wayne been abused so long that all has to be unraveled out of his mind. You dig? He has to be rehabilitated. You dig? Because that's all he known is abuse, and he thinks abuse is normal. He doesn't even know what child abuse looks like, what's abusive, what's not abusive. You know, he needs to be told it's not normal for your mother to make you have a child for her when you're 15 years old. He's just been abused and abused and abused and neglected. You dig? And not listened to, and none of his feelings were respected or honored. When he loved me, they didn't honor that. They didn't respect his feelings. They put force on him with black magic and roots and tried to override his free will by making him do what they wanted him to do. They have no respect for him. They had no honor for him. All they ever wanted to do was use him, have a place, have fame, have a name, get money. You dig what I'm saying? All to use him, even his own mama. And you wonder why he is the way he is? His own mama. His own mama got him shot. His own mama made him have a child when he was only a minor. His own mama tried to kill the love that he found that's real and true, that will not be destroyed. His own mother did it to him. So a person like that, their mind ain't gonna be right. And then you grow up in a place like Holly Grove and you find fame young. You dig what I'm saying? And all the niggas around you, they living bad lifestyles. They're not really telling you how to live righteously. You dig what I'm saying? So it's no wonder he ain't worse than he is with what he had. You dig what I'm saying? I totally pray for my man and pray for our union. You dig what I'm saying? And hold us down. Because I'm the only one who's really lead him in the right direction. Motherfuckers trying to lead him to be with hoes and to fornicate and to sin and do all kind of evil things that's not good for his soul. And bitches trying to come in and get a chunk off of my life and have babies. You dig what I'm saying? And you know they don't mean no good. They trying to get money. They don't care about them kids. You dig? You're not going to intentionally try to have a child with someone you're not even married to and who you can see ain't really stable in that situation. You dig what I'm saying? All you trying to do is just siphon off of my life, bitch. But God's going to remove all of that too and correct all of it. He ain't gonna let one thin dime be stolen from me, and anything that seemed like it has, he gonna make you pay it back sevenfold. That's the word of the Lord, and that's what he told me. And his word will stand. And you tried it all for nothing. Wayne belongs to me, lock, stock, and barrel, mind, soul, and body. That's my man. And ain't no broad gonna steal him from me. And he only went out all in the wrong direction because his mama, through black magic roots, closed the path between me and him where we could not connect. So he got to go. She literally made him go out there and do all kind of wrong and sin against God's plans when God already had his plans established for Wayne way back when Wayne was just 18 years old. Do you know Wayne found the right path when he was 18 years old? He found the right woman, one woman, a good woman. And God had plans for us to go forward. He's singing to me, you're the one. I want for you to have my son. He didn't even have sons back then. He didn't have a bunch of baby mamas. You dig what I'm saying? He had one child by Toya, the broad his mama made him, force him to have a baby when he was 15, and she just happened to be the afterthought in Jacita's mind. He only had one child. He didn't have no bunch of baby mamas. So God had Wayne on the right path, everybody, when Wayne was 18 years old. As far as his love life is concerned, me and him were already established. God's will was established already. He wasn't out there having wild babies. He wasn't out there acting a fool. He wasn't all on lean. All that came because his mama put black magic roots on him to try to force him away from me, God's plans for his life. And when you separated from God's plans for your life, your soul begins to die. You dig? And you making songs like I feel like dying and all of this shit he's going through because his mama did this to him. He needed to be with me. His soul, his heart, his mind, his home is right here. I'm his soulmate. I'm his wife. You dig what I'm saying? And she worked all of this evil to separate him and cause all kind of pain in his soul and his personality to split and all kind of evil. You dig? She did all of this evil. You can't see it. I see it over all these years. All the things that we went through, all the pain, the suffering, the separation, trying to deny me of God's plans for my life and trying to deny her son of happiness and God's plans for his life and God's will for our life and try to bury it. God is going to destroy these wicked, vile, evil, filthy people. As I speak to you, that's God's word. He's going to destroy the evil.